Travis, and you're watching the Evercade Effect.
Oh yeah! Hey everybody, welcome to the Evercade Effect. This is Ed. Today I'm going to talk about my top 5 improvements I want to see for Evercade in 2025. Just please note these are my own opinions. You're going to have your own opinions. We can get a conversation started below. Please let's keep it respectful. So we're right out of the gate. We're going to start with number 5. Yes, these are in order. I want to see more firmware and UI features in the interfaces. For one, we've had the same, 3 or 4 themes, with the exception of the Duke Nukem theme now for a long time. It'd be really nice to either have the ability to customize themes, maybe upload themes, or just give us some more variety. Give us some more themes, because I get kind of tired of looking at the same damn theme. Not only that, I'd really like to see the borders on the sides for games. If you're using like Emulation Station, EmuDeck, most other free software out there, you have the ability at least to customize and add your own, or they're built into a lot of other platforms. Like, for example, you're playing Blaster Master. It'd be nice to see Blaster Master on the side. You're playing Donut Dodo. It'd be really great to see the Donut Dodo borders on the side. I think we really need those extra features. It can just add to everything and just, kind of make everything pop. I would also like the ability to copy save files directly from the carts to your VS, and maybe also save states, back them up. I don't know why that hasn't been implemented yet. If they do, I will go ahead and I'll play Cathedral again, but that would really be cool. Just some of the other features that I'm kind of missing for some of the other emulators. I want them to bring back the high score saves for arcade games. I'm not sure if we have turbo on all the games. We do have button remapping, but things like that. Just other improvements, more secret games. I just really want them to focus a little bit more on the firmware, on the UI, kind of get those improvements out there. I feel that they would be neglected. I would have added something like online play or leaderboards, but I think that's too much of an ask. All right, so that's my number 5. Number 4, number 1 may or may not surprise people. Number 4, get a big license deal. Just one. And what I'm talking about in particular is when you see this IP, be like, ooh, totally recognize it. And preferably, I would like it to be a physical cart. I'd even be impressed if we could get a Super Pocket. And what I mean by a big license deal, like Konami, that would be huge. Sega, that would be huge. SNK, that would be huge. TurboGrafx, one of those big IPs. I really feel like it's time for Blaze just to step up, to pay up, grab one of those licenses, put it out there, do a licensing deal. Even if they have to make the carts, if it's going to be a cart, if it has to be $25, it can't skirt 30. I don't think it can be more than the price of the Giga carts. They've kind of priced themselves out of that, but it would sell out. Any of those ones that I mentioned would totally sell out. If they do SNK, do also do a special edition Neo Geo cart that would come in a box that would be like the actual size of a Neo Geo cart, come in that box, but inside would be the tiny cart, maybe a t-shirt and some other cool things. They could charge like $50, $60. It would really be like a good special edition, right? Not just some like extra stickers and a comic book. Yes, I'm looking at you, Full Void. But yeah, get a big license deal. I don't know if Activision is big enough, but just, like Duke Nukem, really surprised me. I thought that was huge in 2023. Yes, Tomb Raider is also a big IP, but I think it's about time. I think it's there. I think we need one of those big IPs. If I'm forgetting a big IP, put it in the description below, but don't put like Nintendo, because that Nintendo don't gonna happen. All right, so moving on to number 3. I was very disappointed this year that we didn't have a focus on indie games. Yes, you're getting indie heroes, but don't forget in 2023, we had the Astabros, we had Duke Nukem, we had Full Void, and to be honest, when they announced the Giga carts, and they said they had the capability of now doing like bigger indie games or CD games, I didn't think we would all be getting PS1 games. Yes, the PS1 games we're getting are cool, but I just don't want us just to get flooded with PS1 games next year. There needs to be some variety, right? Like, where I think Blaze has a missed opportunity is getting something like Shovel Knight, getting maybe some other like indies that aren't as well known, like Rogue Legacy 1 and 2. Putting them on a cart, putting them there for like the $25 price point. I think there's people out there that they don't want to have to spend $400 plus on a Steam Deck, and you can get other Anbernic devices. You can use Portmaster, but you have to do tinkering, and you can't play every game. I think there's a market for people who want to play popular indies, and they would pay $100 for a device that could do that. I'm just really disappointed in the lack of dual carts. Less is more. Dual carts are one of my favorite carts. They're always bangers. They're always really good. And even something like Good Boy Galaxy and Witch and Witch, right? Those games, those were aftermarket games. Technically, those were emulated. And yes, same with the Astro Bros. But you know what I mean. Give us some really good indies. Expand that. Give us some really good indies that are worthy of a Gigacart, like some Shovel Knight collections. Like I said, Rogue Galaxy, Rogue Legacy, not Galaxy. Some other things just aren't as known, or just throw something out there that we don't even know about that would do really well. I think next year we need to see more of those cards. I think that the blue cards, there's been just too much of a focus on those this year. I think we need to slow it down and kind of bring those back. So number 2 shouldn't be any surprise. Focus on software and not on hardware. And what I mean by this, okay, Blaze, you rebranded your VS, you rebranded your EXP, you made them cheaper, you came out with Evercade Alpha. Stop doing all this R&D on all the hardware. Yes, I understand you're a hardware company, but there's no reason for you to have to do R&D. Yes, come out with new Evercade Alphas because the research is already there. There's not much effort in just throwing other games, on there. Same with the Super Pockets. That's fine. Do something like a Tomb Raider or whatever special edition. Doing reskins are fine because it doesn't take nearly the effort. It's the exact same hardware. We need to go back, do I dare say, like to the earlier years of Evercade, where there was really more of an emphasis on curating the collections, putting them out there. This year, especially number 1, it really feels like that the software really has been neglected compared to other years. Yes, I do enjoy the games and everything that have been put out, but number 1 kind of puts a big stink cloud in everything. And this should be no surprise to anybody. No more ever delays. Yes, this is my number 1 grievance. Do I say that needs to get improved in 2025? I have very strong opinions about this. It's been 4 or 5 years now. Blaze has had that much time to figure this out. If the current supplier isn't working, move to someone else, find another supplier. There's many suppliers out there in China that are more than happy to redo the molds and probably give you a better deal without sacrificing quality. This is the biggest thing, right? This year, 4 months between carts, that's just unacceptable. All right. I mean, I truly have a passion. I love Evercade. It's like Christmas morning every time when you go ahead and get those in the mail. And just these ever delays just ruin it for me. Yes, I understand. Fine, hardware, whatever. If those have to have a delay, fine. The majority of the people are gonna have their hardware or have a Super Pocket way to play it. This is what I know the community has biggest number 1 complaint too. The ever delays. For Evercade to be successful, we need the succession of carts to keep coming out, keep everything fresh. Keep the hype fresh. I can understand a little bit of a delays, but 4 months, really. If it's easier just to go ahead and do 1 cart a month, I'm fine with that. I understand the 2 carts a month, the 2 carts every 2 months rather are nice because it saves on shipping. But this is just ridiculous, right? I mean, it's just that needs to be fixed. There's been too much time. Otherwise, I think I'm just gonna have to rename this channel to be called the Ever Delay Effect. Seriously. I'm gonna have to do that because that's just the number 1 thing. So I don't think that's really too big of an ask. Go through again, firmware UI features, which they should be doing anyways. Big license deal. Come on, you guys can get something. I know it. You've had the connections, even if it was like Capcom physical carts or Taito, something like that. They've done this before. We need to go back to the indie games, dual carts on gigacarts. And I shouldn't even have to say this one. Come on, hardware is out. Focus on the software. No more freaking ever delays, or otherwise I'll be forced to be named the Ever Delay Effect. But yeah, just kind of had to get that off my mind. Maybe if I'd gotten the carts earlier, I could focus on that content instead of this content. Just throwing that out there. if you want to let me know that you've watched this video until the end, go ahead and comment below Evercade Defenders. Yes, put in the comments below Evercade Defenders. And if you happen to stumble through the YouTube verse, I would really appreciate your support. If you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and like, go ahead and share. I go live a couple times a week. I do an Evercade podcast. I do breaking news and all those awesome things. And I'd really like you to be a part of what we have going on here. If you want to further support the channel, we got memberships. I'm going to say thank you to my channel members and goodbye. Thanks, Crash Line, Mr. Shua, Immortal Sojourn, Sucker MC, Ember Cummings, Joe Whitlash.